What was your confidence level in your poker game when you arrived?
I felt like I was average to above average, a solid player, decent, with a good knowledge, not realizing how little I knew.
Hey, what's up guys? We're playing the tag team today and Glen started us out. Still the first level right now, and I just got a text from Glen saying that he's out. So we had a 4-person team, me, Andrew, Christy, and Glen, but Glen has already busted. So Andrew, Christy, and we didn't get to play. So I'm sure that he's gonna be upset. Here he is. Glen.
Oh my gosh. Hey guys, what a lousy...
Take a seat. So what happened?
I had king 10 of diamonds in the big blind, and somebody raised to 150. The blinds were 25-50, and there was 2 callers. King jack of diamonds, I have to call, right?
Okay, yeah.
$100.
King jack or king 10?
I'm sorry, king 10.
Okay.
King 10.
So you complete for 100 more?
I complete for 100 more.
How many ways to the flop?
4.
Okay.
The flop comes ace, queen, with, was it 1 diamond or 2 diamonds on the flop? I bet out on the flop with a straight draw and a flush draw. 2 guys in the middle folded, position called. The turn was a diamond. I bet the river comes a brick. No, I bet 3,000 to a $6,000 pot.
And then he raised?
And he shoved.
And you called?
And I snap called.
He's representing that he has the ace-high flush. That's what he's trying to tell you, right? So he's either bluffing or he has the ace-high flush. I'm going to stop the video right here. It was at this point that I decided that I should turn the camera off because Glen was having difficulty reciting the hand, remembering the bet sizings, remembering the action. So I figured it'd be good to give him a few moments to collect himself and also to find Andrew and Christy, who are our teammates for this event. And when we found Christy, well, you can see what happens here. Let's think about this in totality. How would you say we have next versus and like, you know.
There's a reason why like you shouldn't be leading the flop. Somebody is raised from first position, right? In this hand from under the gun. So their range for raising under the gun is the strongest. And when the boards come ace high, ace queen specifically, like ace in a big card, that is what we would say like interacts really well with their range, which basically means they're going to have a lot of strong hands on this board. Right. You're putting yourself in a situation that's going to be like pretty high variance right there, because you're going to war with someone that's likely to have like a pretty strong hand. Now, and this is why I brought up the first point first, is that they folded, right?
Yeah.
So like you zoom right past that, don't even realize it. But what you're going to find is that when you keep betting here, you're going to be like most of the time running into a lot of resistance here and playing a really big pot unnecessarily.
Could the under the gun who raised have aces, pocket aces, pocket queens? And could anybody else have pocket aces or pocket queens?
Could you, specifically, could you ever have that?
In smooth call it? No.
Exactly.
Right. So that's what it means.
You're
like
playing a range of hands that can never be as good as his range of hands.
A professional wouldn't really go broke with 180 big blinds with second nut flush versus nut flush, hardly ever. And there's a reason for that.
It's actually one of the things that I was concerned about initially, was that, you know, because when I'm breaking you down as a player type, I would say that you are aggressive in general, and your aggression is oftentimes just feel-based. You feel like maybe aggression would work in this spot. It worked great yesterday because you were fortunate in some spots. You hit some like draws, and because of your aggression, you were going to get in some spots where it was misguided or misapplied. So it's fine. It's just a teaching moment. You know?
Yeah, this is huge because basically, like the fact that you won big yesterday really speaks to the way that you play your hands. In that it is a bit reckless. You are probably building pots a lot when you probably shouldn't be, and when you're on the right side of variance, you win a big pot or have a big session. And like what the professional side would aim to do.
Back at the Westgate with Glenn. He's at the pool already. I suggested that we hit the pool because he is very upset. He's actually soul crushed. He didn't want to disappoint us, and it's totally understandable. You know, I didn't even get a chance to play. Chrissy didn't get a chance to play. Andrew didn't get a chance to play. He busted out in level 1. So I can see why he's devastated. So I suggested that we take a couple hours, hit the pool. We're gonna hit the hot tub here at the Westgate. Give him an opportunity to check in with himself, regroup, get his mind right, and decompress. I think that this is actually really a good thing because he was on the good side of variance a lot the first day, and I think that he didn't really understand. He's so tied to results, and I think that this is a good opportunity to illustrate that just because he had great results the first day doesn't mean that he was playing well or that there aren't things that he needs to work on. With adversity comes growth, so he's facing some adversity right now, so it's time for him to do some growing. I think he's got it though. What was your confidence level in your poker game when you arrived?
I felt like I was average to above average, a solid player, decent, with a good knowledge, not realizing how little I knew. And then you guys have just been throwing so many thoughts, ideas, skill level, thinking, planning, strategizing, ranging, all that, so many things. And I'm like, wow, this is incredible. How little I knew. And I've heard those things, but to hear them the way that you and Andrew and Christy have explained them is just like, wow, I was so ignorant in poker.
One of the biggest things is that in order for people to grow, they have to be coachable. So I think that's one thing that really bodes well for you, is that I don't sense like an ego and like this is the way that I think, and this. So that's like what we want in terms of working with someone. So I think you've been doing a great job. I'm like really soaking it in.
Appreciate that.
He slides in the call.
Call. I got nothing. Pair's good. You got a pair, you're good.
Andrew D, 5'5" PLO.
All right, guys, unfortunately, I did not get the rest of this exchange on video. Glenn snapped a bit and I pulled him away from the table and decided to leave the win and meet Andrew for an immediate coaching session. The guy called it all in with King 8 of spades, which was a combo draw, spade draw and a straight draw. Glenn said, I don't have anything, like you got me. And the guy didn't want to show his hand because on the river he bricked out and just had king high. So the guy didn't want to show, and he's like, I called you. And Glenn didn't want to show his hand. So frustration got the best of you.
Yep. I said things to the guy I shouldn't have, and I turned over my hand. And he turned over king high and won a huge pot.
Like, just so happened to walk up
That moment.
at this moment, and I started filming. I could feel like Glenn's frustration like come up, and then I asked Glenn to take a walk with me, and I pulled him aside, and he basically just said that he was tilting off money and that he called the raise out of the blind with queen 10 offsuit and went crazy and lost. And I basically like said, you know, that's not acceptable. Like, you're here with me, like you're representing me. He went back and apologized. We left right after that, so
The guy had no business playing.
so we came here right after that. I didn't know what to do, but I was like, all I knew was that this is unacceptable, and I'm not going to allow you to continue to play if this is like going to happen. And we need to take a breather. We need to like reset and basically talk this through, you know.
Well, this sounds like really, honestly, it sounds like kind of a blessing in disguise, because this is the real stuff that happens in poker. You know, this is like, you know, not necessarily what you said, but like it's more what you experienced on the inside and how you played your hands after experiencing some adversity where sounds like some hands didn't go your way. Maybe you got unlucky, you know, but at the end of the day, like a lot of those pots got shipped in the other direction. And so that's the kind of stuff that happens a lot, and there's like all this inner turmoil that builds up a lot, even for myself. Like all these people out here, they're gonna be watching this and judging this and saying, how could you do that? How could you play that hand this way? It's a great reminder that the emotion of losing money and making mistakes is like a really powerful one. I'm, for one, am like really kind of in a way grateful that this happened, because it gives you some accountability in a situation where you wouldn't necessarily have had that accountability. Right. So if you were at home in your local casino and this happened, you know, and that frustration got the better of you, you know, who's to say like you would be able to really learn anything from this?
Hey guys, what's up? I just woke up. I mean, literally less than 5 minutes ago. My face is still puffy, my voice is still groggy, but Glenn isn't here and I really wanted to get this on camera before he comes back. He left me a note and said that he was down in the gym. So this is actually my first moment that I've had where he hasn't been with me. We have about another 36 hours together and he had some time to sleep it off. We really went in deep about some of his emotional issues and where all that came from. Glenn is a really great guy. He's just really emotional. So I'd appreciate it if you guys could give him some encouragement in the comments. We've all been there where we've snapped, where we've let our emotions get the best of us. So I would really appreciate it if, as a community, we lifted Glenn up rather than tore him down. Let him know that you're rooting for him, like I am. So thanks guys, thanks for all the support. We're gonna get Glenn back on the right path. So thanks. What's up guys? I am at the Westgate. There's the poker room. I'm about to go get some food, but I just stopped in for Trooper Thursdays. And
Big Johnny Vibes.
What's up, man?
What's up, man?